Oh, yeah. A lot of people have been sending me very, very good content in my messages on Instagram, on Twitter, and in the comment section of the videos. I have to say, over the past, well, ever since 2019 started, and I started putting those, like 7 to 10 second photos, those little pictures in my videos saying, like, share, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the videos. I've actually noticed a huge increase in regards to channel activity. And I got an email from YouTube a few days ago, pretty much recapping the month of January. And the numbers show that, yes, a lot of people have been more proactive, not just with watching the videos, but also with doing what I ask in the videos, which is, hey, keeping the conversation going. Like the videos are pretty much, me getting the conversation going. Once I hit, stop, edit, and post on YouTube, the comment section is where you all shine. You pretty much expand on what I put in the video, whether or not you agree or disagree with me. And that's what it's all about. So I'm very happy to do these videos I'm recording today because most of them were in regards to comments that people have sent me asking me to do theory videos on them. So in this video, you can almost think of it as a part two. This video is asking the question, will Jim kill Wyatt? And a few people sent me this thought. Now, I know I gave Big Baby a shout out in my other video in regards to, did Jim have something to do with Quincy Jr.'s death? And, will Hannah find out? And that's only because he was the only one to send me that particular thought. But when it comes to this video about, will Wyatt be killed by Jim, about 6 or 7 people sent me the same, maybe not the same worded message, but gave me the same idea about, well, you never know. It might get to the point where Jim is actually going to have to kill Wyatt, because if it means keeping himself and everybody else out of jail, then he's going to do it, because in this case, Wyatt is a lost cause. And it actually makes sense. It's almost poetic justice. Remember that video I did a few weeks ago about, do Catherine and Amanda suffer from the same mental illnesses or something along those lines? I'll put a thumbnail of that video at the end of this one so you can watch it. But in that video, I talked about how after digging and just looking more into the case, even though I still think that either Celine or Carlos being the oldest son of Celine by Jim, may have been the one to actually kill Amanda, there's strong evidence pointing towards Catherine Cryer being the one to kill her own daughter. But you'll have to go back to that video to watch it, because, again, that's like a 20 or 30-minute video, very detailed. But I think when you look at it this way, it might actually make sense that Jim kills Wyatt, mainly because of the point that when you think about it, Amanda was the apple of Jim's eye, and, he was more of a hard father on Wyatt. He was a lot harder on Wyatt than he was on Amanda. Then you flip the script. Catherine was a lot more lenient on Wyatt than she was on Amanda. Now, if you want to get that, I guess you could say, if you want to understand why I see things the way I do, you really need to go back to the early episodes of the Haves and the Have-Nots within the first couple of seasons in order to really get those scenes. When you think about it, season 1 was kind of like, Amanda breaking away from her parents due to Candace's influence. Hell, even Wyatt in episode 2 or 3 was the one to tell Candace, like, hey, if you want to piss my dad off, if you want to get under his skin, mess with my sister. So pretty much Wyatt unintentionally gave Candace the idea of manipulating Amanda. True, Candace used Amanda as a scapegoat in order to get inside Jim's house, but at the same time, in order to really pull at his heartstrings, it was a matter of, messing with his daughter. But going back over the early episodes, I think it was episode 2 when Amanda told Catherine that she wanted to quit law school to study fashion. Catherine wasn't having it. What did she do? She ran to her father. And even after, she tried to take her own life after the whole Professor Candace situation, Jim was brokenhearted. And yes, if you move into season 2 with the whole Wyatt and the hit and run case and Jim wanted to protect Wyatt at all costs, I think the argument could be made that Jim was more concerned about keeping Wyatt out of jail and getting him off the charges because he and David planned to run for governor, rather than protecting his son from the harsh life of jail. When you really think about it, I think it really comes down to that situation. And when you go down to, Catherine really felt more like a background character for a majority of season 2 because again, she was more worried about her son, and pretty much that caused the falling out between her and Hannah because she wouldn't admit to Wyatt actually hitting Benny and leaving him out in the street for dead. So I think when it comes down to it, and I hate to use this phrase, but I think that Catherine's favorite child was Wyatt and Jim's favorite child was Amanda. So when I talk about Catherine killing Amanda, you got to think that Amanda was so far gone that Jim was so delusional that he couldn't see what needed to be done, which was to put Amanda in the institution. And when Amanda got to the point where she was threatening their lives, Catherine did what she had to do. Flip the script now, and you have to think about how after Amanda died, I'm not going to say how, I'm just going to say she died, because I think we all have different opinions on how that occurred. Suicide, was it Celine, was it Catherine, what have you, was it Wyatt? I think that after Amanda's death, that pretty much made Catherine determine that no matter what, she was going to protect her only living child. That went from killing Jennifer Salison, having Jim take the reins and do what he thought was right, which led to him being raped in jail, which made things even worse, to Wyatt overdosing and yada, yada, yada. But I think what really broke Catherine is when, once again, kind of like the whole Amanda situation, she saw Wyatt as a lost cause, hence why it wasn't just about doing the right thing in order to help Benny not go to jail for a crime he didn't commit, but, the whole Benny Malone thing. But it was really like, Wyatt, if you're not going to help, I think that Jim said it best when he gave a toast to Wyatt, him and Catherine, pretty much, I am done trying to help people that I'm done trying to help my kids that don't want to help themselves. He's just done with it. And I feel like Catherine was the same way, just seeing, I think what really broke Catherine, in my opinion, it wasn't when, Wyatt was high and he backhanded Catherine and hit Jim upside the head with a wine bottle, I think. It was really the scene where, Wyatt said that, I wish you would have died when you had cancer. I think that's one of the scenes that truly broke Catherine's heart, hence why she had Wyatt arrested. And now, if you really think about how they're acting towards Wyatt now, Jim is really the only one trying to be proactive and trying to keep their son safe. But Catherine just sees it as okay, if Wyatt is loose, that pretty much means everything is going to be shot to hell anyway because he's going to run his mouth. So I think it is possible that if Jim gets down to the bare minimums of doing what it has to do, either between saving himself and saving his son, he might actually pull the trigger. I mean, we do see in a future episode that Wyatt is going to be, it looks like he's in a random location and he's, preparing a gun to fire. So we don't know who's going to be on the receiving end of that bullet. Will it be a Malone? Will it be somebody else? And with Wyatt in jail now, what's that going to mean for the future? Because we do know in an upcoming episode he will testify in order to get revenge, but I do think that Jim's going to have him abducted again. But I just feel like if Catherine really was the person to kill Amanda due to the fact that it was either kill or be killed, because Amanda literally was running around the house with the gun pointed at everyone's head, she had to do what she had to do. And then in this situation, Jim is trying to rein in his son, but it's not working. And I think it will get to the point where because we do know in an upcoming episode, the Harringtons and the Criers are supposedly going to be working together. And if Wyatt is the loose cannon, they might have to cut him loose. So I do think it is possible that if it came down to it, Jim might actually kill Wyatt. Because when you think about it, and I don't mean to make this sound wrong, because it's like, well, he might as well get killed off because we're sick of the character. No. The way I see it is this. The Malones want Wyatt dead regardless. Jim is trying to protect his son from the Malones. But if his son is actively trying to not only escape the house, which he did, and then get, within the legal system in order to blab out all the secrets and whatnot, that's not going to stop the Malones from coming after him. So I think, and I'm just saying, that let's say Veronica, Catherine, and David all talk about it. Again, I don't want to make this sound like, the parents are going to kill the children because they have to. I don't know. I could see it. Again, Catherine did all she could for Wyatt, but then, she ended up having him arrested because she knew that no matter what, nothing was going to stop him from doing what he's doing. Hell, he was in a straitjacket in the psych ward talking about how I want you and Dad dead and whatnot, and he got arrested. What is it going to take for Jim to also reach that breaking point where he realizes that no matter what he does to try to help his son, it's not going to work? I mean, when you think about it, when you think about it, Catherine had the same breakthrough as Hannah, where Hannah's like, I put my hands up, I tried to do everything I could, but my children are just going to keep doing what they're doing, and there's no need of me trying to break myself, trying to hold this family together. So I guess the main question is, it isn't really if Jim is going to finally take out Wyatt. It's about what will it take for Wyatt to do in order for Jim to finally just throw his hands up and for real mean that, you know what, I'm done trying to help this guy, but you know what, I'm not going to go down because you don't want to get help. So I'm pulling the trigger, son. I don't know if it's going to be an old yellow situation, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Special thanks to all the people that sent me various comments asking the question if Jim will actually try to, have Wyatt killed. We'll just have to wait and see. But thanks so much for tuning in. And like I said before, if Jim doesn't do it, the Malones will. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well as leaving your thoughts in the comment section below so we can keep the conversation going. On the left hand side of the screen, you should see a picture of Jeffrey Harrington. You can click on him in order to subscribe, but also hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out on any new content. Also, you should see some videos appearing on the screen as well that I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy if you enjoyed the one you just saw. But also, be sure to follow me on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all my social media will be in the description below. And in order to help this channel hit 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to need your help. So make sure to share this video as well as the channel around with all of your friends on your own social media. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video.